richest person in the world.
But who's talking about Texas State? Who's talking about Central Michigan? Who's talking about Akron? Who's talking about the other schools who might not be the top of the tier, but are still giving you the college football you love to bet on? Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Campus Kickoff.
Trying to make up for it. Fires to the end zone. Touchdown! Alabama wins! Dobbs heaves it. They're bunched up in the end zone. It's tipped up. It's caught! It is caught! Jawan Jennings! Jawan! And the ball is free! It's picked up by Michigan State's Jalen Watts Jackson! And he scores! On the last play of the game!
What's going on, people? We're back. It's another Thursday. It's like we just saw you yesterday. So wait, we did. And it's Campus Kickoff. We got episode number 2, week number 3 of the college football season. We weren't able to get to you last week because the boys were golfing. Let's just put it at $150. When we needed to shoot this shit, we were out on the course shooting our balls. So now we're back. Episode 2, week 3. You got me. You got Tyco. We're jumping right back into it.
Hey, not that anybody gives a shit, but Juwan, who was in the Tennessee clip in the, start of the podcast, currently the number 1 tight end in football after week 1, just saying.
Oh, yeah, look at him.
And he plays for the Saints, so that's actually remarkable.
Yeah, look at that. Good for them. As you guys can see at the bottom of the screen, the records are Tyco went 500, I went 62. We did not have a slate last week. So without further ado, let's get right on into it. I've said it enough times. I'm not going to say it again. You know what week it is. You know what episode it is. Let's get crack-a-lacking. So, kicking things off tonight. I don't know if I have a play yet. I might just stay away from this game, but I want to talk to you real quick, Ty. NC State and Wake Forest. We have NC State -7 going into Wake Forest. Now, why would you want to even touch this game? I think that when you look at NC State, I would lean towards the +7.5 on the Wake Forest side if you were to put a gun to my head and make me play this game. Just
looking
going
at
off
7.
7,
even.
yeah. Just going off of one of the worst defensive units in the country has been the biggest concern for Wake Forest, and the fact that they have actually been figuring it out the first 2 weeks, I feel really good. They still have Deacon. They still have Ashford. They have one of the top running backs in the ACC. I don't know if I'm playing Wake Forest yet, but my lean is +7. But I wanted to talk to you first.
Well, I'll tell you that I already made a $25 bet on this game, and that $25 went directly on the over.
Okay. So that's where you like. I mean, I like C.J. Bailey. I'm going to be honest. Any quarterback on NC State that's 6'6", you get my attention, and you can run. You get my attention even more. So that's a fun thing. You know what? I'm going to join you on that. Let's take that over. What'd you get it at, brother? 52.5?
52.5. I'm going over.
You know what? I'm going to ride that with you. All right. Let's go to Friday at 7:30 with a game that I think that you will be riding me with. Let's see if I can sell you here. I might not even have to sell you. We got Houston -4 points going up against Colorado. Colorado is in a situation where they cannot figure out who their quarterback is in the second half.
Am I right or wrong when I say they're starting their third-string quarterback?
Correct. They brought in their third-string quarterback last game, who finished 7 for 10 with 2 touchdowns, and Deion Sanders and his gold headset and horrible clock management said, let's have him start next game. So that quarterback situation is probably going to be rotating for the next couple of weeks. As far as this game, I think Deion Sanders, the last couple of weeks, has proven he's an incompetent head coach of college football, who's one of the best head coaches in college football, with the man who is coaching Houston. -4 points. I love their quarterback, Connor Wayman, to just kind of smack him around on the defensive side. I have Houston -4. Easy.
No one's going to be able to sell me on Colorado, so
Nobody.
Houston's really the only option, in my opinion.
Yeah. And I feel confident taking 4 points, which is rare in college football.
Yeah, I like, 3.5, usually better. 3 is even better than that. But I mean, if 4 is the number, I'll take 4.
If 4 is the magic number, yes, it is. We got to take it. All right. Next game, staying on fucking Friday, an hour and a half later, we have a must-win game in week number 3. That's what happens when you lose your week 0 game to a ranked team. Kansas State, who needs this fucking victory. Avery Johnson and the Wildcats are going to take on Noah Fafita and the other Wildcats. Arizona, Kansas State, Noah Fafita, 600 yards, 6 touchdowns, no interceptions. Avery Johnson, 760 yards, 6 touchdowns, 1 interception. Very similar quarterbacks, very similar teams. Tyler, how do you feel? We got -1.5 for Kansas State.
It's a must-win game, but that doesn't mean they must win it.
Correct.
Let's just put it that way. Honestly, I think Arizona needs it just as bad. But I don't think either one of these teams' defenses have what it takes. I like the over.
Yeah, I think the over is kind of the lean here. America is kind of coming in here, smacking that over. That's really the main thing that people like, and I can't fucking blame them because when it comes to Kansas State and when it comes to Arizona, they're both high-powered offenses, the defense that has been fraudulent. Kansas State almost lost to South Dakota State for fuck's sake. And I know they're a good team, blah, 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 but still was an FCS team that took you down to the wire. So I'm with you. I'll take another over with you.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
All right. Last game on Friday. Let's just talk about it really quick because Nico Lamalava proved at Tennessee he was not that good of a quarterback. He wanted a lot of money. Tennessee said fine. Then he asked for more money. Tennessee said go fuck yourself. UCLA paid him the money, and in 2 games he looked like dog water. Again, then we're taking on a New Mexico team that in 2 games has looked really good against the Michigan team that they should have got flat by but kept it close. And then another team that was pretty much a bye week for them because they stomped him and it wasn't close. So, 15.5 points for New Mexico State.
I can't say I don't like New Mexico State.
Uh-huh.
I can't say I don't. Because I think that Nico had what I would deem as his type of scheme in Tennessee, and they do not run that scheme in UCLA.
100%.
So I don't understand why he would go from an RPO scheme that fit him to
14.5. I said 15.
Whatever the fuck they've been doing in UCLA, because it's not an RPO scheme, and that's he's not a drop back in the pocket passer. That's not what he does. It's not where his game excels, which is why it worked in Tennessee.
Yeah.
However, side note, Tennessee's new quarterback is a fucking dog, and I love him so much. However, I'm a Liev the fucking UCLA team, and I'm going to go with New Mexico on the spread.
I agree. I'm going to take that plus 14.5, sorry. Look, we're not asking you to win. We're just asking you guys to keep it close, and I think that you can do that with everything that we said about Nico. All right, next game. I was debating talking about this on the pod or today, but there's no point of talking about this game on the pod with a 27.5 point spread. So we got number 23 Michigan taking on your Central Michigan Chippewas. Michigan has a -27.5 point spread. Michigan does not cover big spreads. 1, 2. When it comes to teams that we have been trying to cover these bigger spreads or save us by a half a point, it's been Maction. That helps us here. That's point 2. That's all I got. Point number 3, I guess you could use, is Biff being their interim head coach and no Sharon Moore, so probably just expect them to play very fundamental football. Don't do anything crazy. A lot of runs, a lot of checkdowns, maybe an average Michigan game. So that's reasons to entice you if you wanted to take your chips.
I like the under.
Okay.
I like the fact that 10% of the public is on the under. Everybody's expecting a giant blowout, but everybody doesn't listen to Luke, who clearly understands that Michigan doesn't throw the ball. They run the ball. They run the ball. They run the ball. And then they run the ball one more time just because that's what they do. So what comes with running the ball a lot? Wasting time. So if they win fucking 35-7, fine by me. But I think that this game is going to go under. I don't love betting the chips here, only because it is what it is. They're not that good. But I haven't seen enough from Michigan's offense to scare me away from betting the under.
I am going to I'm going to ride Central.
I like it.
I'm going to ride Central plus 27.5 for two reasons, and they're both the reasons I already said. Maction team.
That's fair.
Covering a big number. And what's a great team that sucks at covering any number over 20, 25? Michigan. I'm going to use both of the logic and hope that logic is a little 2 + 2 + 4 equals situation for your boy. So, I got Central plus 27.5. You got the under 42.5, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We got a couple more ranked games. Do you want to talk about Wisconsin Bama now, or do you want to wait? It's 21-point spread.
I would leave that one because
I'm only asking because the number's so big. So let's move on to a game that we will not be talking about on Saturday, even though it's a hometown team. We're gonna do it here. Yeah. Youngstown State is taking on Michigan State. We just talked about Michigan, and now we have to talk about MSU. God damn it! I can't find this spread. Tyler, can you find this spread?
For what game? I'm trying to figure out what Michigan's record is against the spread as a favorite of 21 points or more. What spread am I supposed to be looking for?
I'm trying to find Michigan State and Youngstown State, and I don't see it in DraftKings. It's not there.
Game Saturday, right?
Yeah.
What time's the game?
3:30.
It ain't in here, bro.
Yeah, I don't see it. All right, no, maybe we'll wait till Saturday on that one. Next game, next game that we have to talk about is that's on the pod. Here we go. Trying to make a fucking big game here. This is a game that we are going to talk about now, and we're not going to wait till Saturday because when it comes to this team, there's one person that has been super up on this team, and they're sitting right here, and I'll start here on Campus Kickoff. We're going to 4:30. We're going to the CW because this should not even be a ranked versus ranked game, and the fact that it is surprised a lot of people. Number 18 USF is taking on number 5 Miami. And the reason why this is on Campus Kickoff is because it is a 17.5-point spread, 56-point over under. And I need to talk to Tyler for a second, and I know Tyler's going to want to punch me in the face. USF winning was one of the fucking worst things that could have happened to them because this spread is 17.5 points from Vegas. They are begging you. This is the fishbowl.
They're begging you to take USF 17.5.
And I would say when I checked earlier, and correct me if the numbers are wrong now, it was 10% of the people on Miami minus 17.5 actually taking that. I'm taking Miami minus 17.5. Nothing against USF. Nothing against what you did. They came out against Boise, exceeded all expectations in that game. They then came out the next week.
Dylan, it is 26% of the bets on Miami minus 17.5.
Okay. They then came out the next week and exceeded more expectations and winning against Florida. This is nothing against USF. I just look at this team and I go, damn, you might have emptied the gas tank in 2 weeks. And Miami's team, who really just looks like they could be a powerhouse, I think is going to cover the 17.5 points. I
like Miami on offense and defense now. I like USF only on offense, really. I think they got lucky against a bad game for Florida. So, I mean, look, you go to the LSU Florida game this week, it's only a 7-point spread favorite for LSU. Florida is not as bad as they played last week. I think
Florida was in a giant look-ahead spot last week. They were looking 100%. At LSU. They weren't looking at USF.
They're like, we just got to get through this USF game, and we got to go play LSU, but we're preparing for LSU. So, I definitely think that it was a look-ahead spot, and that's why the game was even close. I mean, I'm not saying USF is bad. I was up on them. I'm still up on them, but you can't do this every week. You're just not good enough. So I'm riding the same thing.
Yeah, I agree 100 fucking percent. All right. Next game that we have in the 4 o'clock window. Well, I guess the 3:30 window, if you want to call it. This is a game that we would normally talk about on the podcast, but I think that both teams are so not uninteresting this year that this should rightfully be on campus kickoff. The backyard brawl, Western Virginia and Pitt. Pitt is 2-0, but don't get it fooled. They played nobody. Absolutely fucking nobody.
That sounds about right.
Is in the same boat, but they're somehow 1-1, which tells you how excited we are about this football game. I think Western football's quarterback last year looked bad. They have a new guy, Nico Marashali, and he looks no better. If you want some upside in this game, I would look at Pitt. I look at Eli Holstein. I think he had a lot of upside last year, probably similar upside this year. The spread is Pitt minus 7.5 in West Virginia. Normally these games are good. Over under is 55.5, but both teams just look not that good this year. So I wonder what your thoughts are if you have a play.
I really don't have a play.
Okay.
I usually like taking the backyard brawl games and doing something with it, but it's 7.5 when I know nothing about either team at this point. I'm not going to put my money on it.
Yeah, I would lean Pitt. Maybe things will change Saturday if I see this number move and I see Pitt getting what's the word I'm looking for? Less points. 7.5 with a Pitt team. That scares me. If we're going under a touchdown on Saturday, maybe I'll take Pitt. That's kind of where I lean.
Like maybe 6.5.
That's what I mean. If we go to
6.5, you get lower, me, but
yeah, I don't trust 7.5 right now.
I don't know.
No. And that's just where we lie.
Too many question marks. That's the problem.
Do you have any games in the 4 o'clock slate that you like? Because I have no more. Just if there's one that you. Okay, perfect. Next game that we can talk about is in the 7:30, 8 o'clock window. Starting off with a tale of a team and the former quarterback that left them. We have the Tulane Blue Wave and the quarterback that left him, Darian Mensah, the new quarterback for Duke. Duke with Mensah is going into Tulane. Tulane is favored by 1.5 over under 53.5 points. I have a play. I have Duke. I know that everyone's going to be like, but last week you were so out on them. Yeah, for that game, assholes. Darian Mensah in 2 games is still 700 yards and 5 touchdowns. And I think that when you look at the new quarterback for the 2 games he's played in Tulane, 260 yards and 2 touchdowns doesn't really scream like an upgrade. So I'm going to take Duke in a Mensah, suck my balls, I left for a reason game. Your conference sucks. I'm in the ACC.
Yeah, I think Duke's the only play here. I watched the entire Duke game, and without them shooting themselves in the foot like 10 times during that game, I think the game actually ends up being closer against the number 11th ranked team in the country. So I'm going to take them against Tulane on the money line.
Yep. All right, we got 2 more games, and they're both at 10:30 at night. All right. Minnesota, 2-0. Cal, 2-0. And I know that a lot of people are about to be like, what the fuck when I say this? I am taking, maybe for the first time ever, in the 5 years we've done fucking sports betting, I'm taking Cal to win a football game, Tyler.
I've never heard you say those words.
They have a quarterback.
Ever.
They have a quarterback named Jaron Kauae Sagawapalate. What have I learned about players in the college football world that are freshmen that have a name that I can't pronounce? Their numbers are normally really good. 500 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks through his first 2 games. Minnesota's all about rowing that boat. But I think when it comes to the way that they play football, it has been very consistent. They play run, 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 run. And the only thing Cal, through 2 games, has actually been one of the top defenses is stopping the run. And the quarterback that I just mentioned is 46 for 60, which is one of the best starts for the first 2 games that a Cal quarterback's ever had. Now, are there a lot of things you have to factor in here? The main one being all these stats are from Cal, who's been irrelevant for the last decade. Yes. But the fact that I can be up on Cal for maybe the first and only time ever, I'm going to take them, not on the money line, but on the plus 2.5.
So I'm trying to figure out how I prevent myself from taking the over 42.5 and without looking foolish. Because I've seen a lot of offense the first 2 weeks from both of these teams.
Yeah.
Yet somehow the total is only at 42.5. So I
Because
feel like it's a trap.
They are looking at it like if Iowa came out, Tyler, and had 2 games where they scored more than 35 points in both those games, okay? And the next spread for the following week is at 39 points, and you're like, well, wait, both overs banged. Why is this at 39? That's what this is. This is a team that primarily hits unders, that has hit both overs, and they're like relying on that under to hit this week.
Like Minnesota started off a little slow, beat Buffalo 23-10, but then last week they put the pedal down and won 66-0.
Again, nobody.
Cal beat Oregon State 34-15.
Yep.
And then whooped a nobody 35-3.
And people could say Oregon State's a nobody because they just lost 69-6, but still, I would lean the fact that they're looking at the fact that they've played a MAC defense, no defense, a shitty defense that has been proven that they've let up over 140 points in 2 games, and then another FCS school. So I think they're looking at it like they haven't faced a real defense. Both teams. That's why it's 42.
So like, are both schools really gonna hit a wall?
Very possible, but I'm still taking Cal plus 2.5.
I just don't know, man.
Why don't you just join me? Why don't you just come and join me on this Cal plus 2.5? And then if things go wrong, you can yell at me.
It's easier to yell at you. So
exactly. All right. Final game that I have is an easy play. Actually, you know what? Anytime you're getting double-digit points, it's never easy. So I take that back. We got a Stanford team that through 2 games has looked dead. Andrew Luck, Frank Reich, whatever Colts players you want to bring in, they ran the ball 2 times last week for 13 total yards. What the fuck are we fucking doing over here? Boston College and Thomas Castellanos, minus 13.5. Bang it all night long. I will be up watching 2 10:30 games Saturday night, and this game I might not even watch because at halftime I'll just check in to make sure they're up by 20. I have minus 13.5 for Boston College and Castellanos because I think Stanford looks bad, and that's coming off of they look worse than last year's 3-win team. Just saying a lot.
That is saying a lot. Especially they lost to Hawaii week 1, and their quarterback was 15 for 30 for 100 yards. And their top running back had 26 carries for 100 yards and a touchdown. So even in the game where they got 20 points and they didn't look like they were going to get blown out the whole time, it was bad. Fast forward to week 2, they get 3 points against BYU, and the quarterback goes 17 for 32. So he's right around 50% every game. By the way, he looks like a goofball. Ben Galbranson.
Yeah, with how many picks?
It did not tell me how many picks he threw.
I have the number.
2.
I was going to say, he threw 2 picks in that game, yeah.
Yeah. And then the running back that had a good week against Hawaii, who we all know is not great, had 12 carries for 21 yards.
Fucking, okay. Yeah. I saw him get the ball maybe twice, in my opinion. So.
Boston College is mad that they lost in overtime to Michigan State, and they're going to whoop Stanford.
Yep. I agree.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see what else you go with that.
That's the final play of the week there. Really quick, just before we go out of here, Arizona State is in a minus 16.5 point game against Texas State and expect them to just beat the shit out of them because they're angry. I'm not playing that game. I'm just letting you know it's happening at 10:30 while these other 2 games are happening.
Yeah.
So if you want to make a play there, I would lean Arizona State to just take out all their anger out on Texas State.
I'd agree with that.
All right. And that is what we got for campus kickoff. And there's no Brazilian game tomorrow, so you can't come at my neck for me forgetting a game.
True, I can't.
All right.
I would have had to do that yesterday. So
there we go. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Campus kickoff, short and sweet. We got you what you needed to know. We got you in and out in 25 minutes. Look at that. Lovely, beautiful. You love it. We love it. And now we will talk to you Saturday for the card for week number 3, the rest of the big games for college, and week number 2 of NFL. Check us out on the socials at Ride the Tide 586 on YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, all the social medias, YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, X, Twitter. We appreciate you. Have a good one. And Facebook. We're also live on Facebook. I just found this out right now because I'm looking at it and it says we're live on Facebook. So check us out on Facebook.
Yeah, why not? Check it out.
We appreciate you. We'll see you guys Saturday. I'm McDilly. That's Tyco. Have a good one.